Knows Best.
Hi, friends, and welcome back to Brenna Knows Best. I'm your host, Brenna Berg. Hi, how are you guys? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. I missed you guys, and let me tell you what's happened this morning. I'm having that issue again, and I clocked it like 2 days ago, but I have wisdom teeth. I never had my wisdom teeth removed, and there's a thing that happens. Obviously, wisdom teeth, or all of your teeth can be impacted, which means, actually, we're starting right off the gates. What is an impacted tooth? I don't want to say it correctly because my understanding of it, a condition in which a tooth fails to fully grow out, and then in parentheses it says erupt, from the gums. Impacted teeth usually occur because of crowding or lack of space in the bone. Third molars, and then in parentheses, which are your wisdom teeth, particularly the lowers, are the last to erupt and are more likely to be impacted. Well, not only that, so I guess it is an impacted wisdom tooth, but there's also this thing called pericoronitis. Pericoronitis, I think. Pericoronitis, if I'm saying that correctly, is a dental condition that causes inflammation and infection of the gum tissue surrounding a partially erupted tooth, usually a wisdom tooth. I have that. I don't remember if I podcasted back in the day. I've had this issue once before, and then I've also had little moments where I think it's going to happen, but then it goes away. But I noticed 2 days ago when I was on my run, I think, as I was running, if you've ever done teeth whitening strips, you know that sensitive feeling. If you've never done them, I don't really know how to describe it. If you have, you'll know what I'm talking about. Your teeth almost feel hollow. Like, that's how I would describe it. Like, it feels like wind and air can like go through your teeth. They're just very sensitive. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe it, but I had that feeling in the back of my mouth, in my not molar, in my wisdom tooth, which I guess is a molar. And I'm like, okay, so I pull out, which honestly I should do it more. I do floss semi-regularly. I mean, I feel like I go on and off of it. We all need to be flossing. We all need to be doing it. I get the little like picks off of Amazon. I hate wrapping it around the finger. We have got to like stop doing that. I feel like when I was a kid, if I would have known that these little picks existed, I feel like I would have done a better job at flossing, which I've never really had big teeth issues. I didn't have a cavity until a few years ago because I think I hadn't been to the dentist in a really long time because I was in college and so on and so forth. But when I was a kid, I never had a cavity or anything ever. And it's shocking because I didn't floss, but I feel like when I was a kid, the wrapping that around your fingers, it hurts my fingers so badly. It's just so annoying sticking your fingers in your mouth. Like, I can never. The toothpicks are incredible and we all need to be doing that. Well, when I had my tooth infection the last time, and it was the first time, I worked for the nanny fam. I remember that. I think also it was pre-Carter because I was dating a man at the time. And I just remember because I was in so much agony. A toothache is like nothing I've ever experienced because for whatever reason, it's like in your head. Well, not for whatever reason, your teeth are in your mouth and your mouth is your head. Hello, you dumb bitch. However, it's like, I don't know how to describe it. And honestly, our bodies are so good. You know how when they say like women give birth, you forget like the pain and everything about it. That way it's just your body protecting itself. I feel like with pain, with most things, it's hard to really feel that again. But I had this feeling, and what happens is I never had my wisdom teeth removed. And nobody ever came to me about doing that. Maybe they spoke to my parents when I was young. My brother didn't either until a few years ago. He FaceTimed me hi, and my brother has never had a surgery. I've never had a surgery. I think it was his very first one. And I was literally dying because my brother also has like never had alcohol. He has no idea what it means to be under the influence or what it feels like. I was laughing. And we don't really talk on the phone or FaceTime that often. We text semi-frequently. I actually texted him yesterday because I booked my flights for the 10K. I'm flying into Minneapolis on Friday morning early. I'll get in at like 9:30. He took Friday off because the race is Saturday morning. And again, I've said this a million times. It's a 10K. It's like not really that serious, but we're treating it like a race. He's going to come pick me up because he took off work. We're going to go. And if you've never been a part of a race or a running shindig, there's always like a fair. Do you call it a fair? I was going to say like a health expo. The half marathon that I did, it kind of was a health expo, but they basically set up somewhere where you go get your packet because you have the bib that you wear. And the reason you wear the bib is because on the back of the bib, I know to some this is common knowledge, but I feel like not everybody would know this. There's a little sort of device. And of course, like in today's modern technology days, it's so little, but there's like a little thing on there, which is your chip, which starts when you cross the starting line. Like obviously there's some sort of technology that way it keeps track of your time. When you finish, it stops. And then all of your times and stuff get uploaded and you're told what your time was. Because when you race, I think at any race, you have a ton of people and everybody lines up and you have to go out the little thing so your timer starts. And for marathons and half marathons specifically, because those tend to be really big events, I know a lot of them have waves of people. Like they'll send out a group, let's say in 5-minute increments, that way, because it's so many people, it's like cattle. You're like a cow being herded through the gate, right? And it's not fun. And honestly, I hate it. And I was reminiscing on my first ever race. Well, that's not true. I did a 5K with my brother my senior year of high school, the following like summer. So going into college, we did a 5K and he ran with me. He literally ran with me. He could run way faster. I was a lot faster at that time because I was like so young. Hello, I was 18 and I also was at almost my peak. Okay, this is going to be like jarring if you're not prepared for it. Anorexic phase. It's like literally not funny. Not anorexic. What even does that mean? I'm forgetting. But ED, like I was like unwell and I was so skinny. It was like the smallest I had ever been. And therefore I was faster because I was young and I was way skinnier. Like I'm feeling right now, not that I'm thick, but I am big boned. I'm like, damn, I wonder if I was like 20 pounds less, like if I took my same exact energy exertion and like my endurance and everything from who I am right now compared to a body that's 20 pounds less, I wonder what the time difference would actually be. Because obviously just naturally that's going to make a difference, right? Not saying that there are people who are even, way more than me. Men, hello, my brother weighs like 200 pounds and he's way faster. Like obviously there's so many things that go into it, but anywho, when I was peak that, we ran together and he ran with me, which he definitely could have still ran faster, but it was like a little turkey trot. Well, the next race we did together was the half marathon, and I'm not sure what made me believe. I think because the only example I had prior to that was the 5K and my brother ran with me. And the morning of, it kind of slowly started clicking that he's not running with me. Like he's trying to get his best time, and I am like quite literally 30 minutes slower at least than him. And we're warming up, and the other fucked up thing about running is you run a half marathon, which is like 13 miles, which is so many miles. You do a warm up. And I was unprepared. My brother was like, let's go do like a mile or two warm up. And I'm like, I'm about to run 13 miles. What the fuck do you mean I'm going to just choose to run a mile or two beforehand? And I understand how the body works. I understand it's to prevent injury and it's good for you. But like, I was so not well versed in like what the situation was. And we ran into my brother's very good friend, Fish, whom I love and adore. And they were chatting and it clicked as we were doing this shitty ass warm up mile that they were going to go ahead and run together and I was going to be left in the dust. I said, oh my gosh, because 13 miles for me at that time, I think I ran 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm thinking that's correct. Maybe it was just a little over 2 hours. My brother ran an hour and 29. His best friend ran an hour and 24. Anywho, I'm not sure how we got here. I booked the flights. Oh, there's the packet. And it's always the day before the race. I think my brother sent me a screenshot. It's from like 11 to 7 that they just like put on Health Expo things because all of the runners are coming anyway. And this is like one of my favorite memories. LaDonna is the biggest sucker of all time. LaDonna, if you're at the mall and you know there's like the kiosk people in the middle, if you get LaDonna, she will buy something simply because she feels bad and feels obligated. Like that is LaDonna to her core. She's just like the sweetest, kindest, most amazing gal. And she came with us because the half marathon was in Fargo. I lived in Fargo at the time because I was in college, and Bismarck is 2.5-ish hours west, and Minneapolis is about 3 hours east. So my brother lived in Minneapolis at the time. He was driving in. And of course, anytime like my brother's kind of near or something's going on, my dad is like a show up kind of person. My dad never missed a sporting event when I was a kid. Literally, we would go to Williston. Williston is like a 5-hour drive. It was so far, especially on the bus. It was so long, but like in a car, it's like 5 hours away from Bismarck. And they are the shittiest sports team, or they were when we played them. And my dad would drive all the way there to be there. And it's like, we literally would win in 3 every single time. I'm talking about volleyball, and it wouldn't even be close. I'm like, Dad, why? Like, I appreciate it. And I love that about him. But like, just to give you an example, he literally one time, and he loves this story because he loves being the guy who like does this. Like, I'm not going to say it's fully altruistic. Like he just does it for me. Like he also loves being a present father because he is a good father, but also because of the accolades that come with it. I'm not going to lie. Sorry, Barrett. It's true. He loves it. He loves bringing up the story. One time we played in Williston. And let me geographically set this out for you. Bismarck is smack dab. So North Dakota is a rectangle, and the rectangle goes horizontal. It's like longer than it is tall, right? Like Canada is the top of us and South Dakota is below us. That length, like top to bottom, is shorter, smaller than east to west. Are you following? The rectangle looks like that. Bismarck is in the center at the bottom, right? It's like smack dab in the center, close to the bottom of North Dakota. Therefore, going east, if you're looking at the map, going to the right, Fargo is 2.5 miles this way. If you go west towards Montana, Dickinson is like 100 miles. So it's like an hour and a half. Dickinson is west, and then Williston is north of Dickinson, like 3 hours. Williston is like almost touching Canada and touching Montana. It is in like the most northwest side. Therefore, it is like a 5-hour drive from Bismarck. Like I said, you got to go over to Dickinson, which is like an hour and a half. And then it's like a 3.5 hour drive north from there. My father races cars, as all of you know. There was a double header in Dickinson. It was only a few times where he would race in Dickinson. I think if like the pot was big, like if he could win a lot of money, and it was a double header, which means it's 2 back-to-back nights. He raced Friday night and then he raced Saturday night. Well, Saturday day, we were going to Williston. I think our games must have been midday, and my dad was coming. He was literally coming. But not only that, my father was driving to Dickinson on Friday night. He was coming back because I don't know if Gordy couldn't go then, or Gordy was with and just wanted to go home because Dickinson is a shithole and you're not going to sleep there. And it's only like an hour and a half. It's not really that bad. So they drove back home. Well, I got up early to get on the bus at my high school to then take the bus. You know, you have to ride the bus to sporting events. It was, you know, the varsity volleyball team to go to Williston. I think I was up before my dad got home, or this was in his Pammy Whammy era. Maybe he didn't even come home. I don't know. But I woke up and I go to Williston and I assumed he was coming, even though he had this race, another race Saturday night. So he was coming up to watch, and then he was going to have to leave immediately afterwards to get to Dickinson, 3 hours away, to race. Like, I'm telling you, why was he doing all of this? You're doing too much, Dad. And again, Williston is a shitty team. Like, we're beating them in 3. It's like 25-8. They were so bad. I'm at Williston. We're there, JV plays first and then varsity second. And I'm sitting there warming up. And my dad literally walks in and he waves at me. And he has like a huge thing on his finger, like a bandage on his finger. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I just saw this man. I'm not sure if I saw him Friday because he was in Dickinson. I don't really know. But I saw him probably in the last 24 hours, and he certainly did not have that on his finger. And also, like, of course, in my head, I'm like, this man was just racing last night. He drove here. He's got a bandage. He went to the doctor. I walk over and I'm like, what the fuck? Well, the night before at the racetrack, they were putting the trailer. If you've ever hooked up a hitch, I'm sure if you haven't done it yourself, you've seen somebody do it where you obviously have the hitch part and then the trailer, it has like, it's like a ball in a socket. It falls down onto the thing and then you tighten it and then the trailer is attached because the race car goes on a trailer and you ship the trailer behind the pickup to drive home, right? His finger got stuck when he was putting the trailer or like connecting the hitch and pinched the top of his finger. Like, I think part of his finger, gory, was like off. He obviously wrapped it up in a blanket. He drove back because also the Dickinson healthcare, North Dakota healthcare in general, scary. And I don't mean to offend anybody. And I'm sure it's not like that much worse, but I can't imagine it's like good. Like, there are certain places. My cousin Lauren, she lives close to Devil's Lake. Their healthcare is just not great. She had all of her kids in Fargo, which is like a 3 or 4 hour drive. Oh, that's a lie. She had 1 child in Fargo and I think 2 in Grand Forks, which is farther away, but they have a better medical facility. Like, it's just a known thing, right? Well, he drove back with his finger like detached to drop off my grandfather. And then he went to the hospital, the ER, and wrapped his finger, which I'm sure took a long time. And it's late at night. The races don't get done until like 10 p.m. And also, Dickinson and Williston are on a different time zone. They start to be mountain time, and therefore if it's 10 in Dickinson, it's 11 in Bismarck. So they drove back, got back at past midnight, then he went into the ER. This man then got done with that, probably got home at 2 or 3 in the morning, went to bed, woke up ASAP in the morning to drive 5 hours to Williston to watch us shit on them, and then drove back and raced Saturday night in Dickinson. I'm like, what the fuck? That did not need to be explained right here. I'm so sorry if that was the most boring story, but just to give you an idea of who my father is. Now let's go back to wherever the fuck we were. My whole family comes to Fargo to watch me and Brandon do this half marathon. And obviously LaDonna and Gordy got around a lot better way back then. That was 2016, but they came to the expo with us because not only in the Fargo Dome, it was a bunch of booths, and the reason I was mentioning that LaDonna is a sucker is because we're walking around and everybody's trying to get your attention. Well, somebody grabs a hold of LaDonna, and it's like some sort of CBD cream. It's like a lotion that's supposed to like soothe your sore muscles or whatever. Of course, she ended up buying like a shit ton of this stuff because she's a sucker. And we were dying. Like, all of us are like standing far away. We're like, okay, classic LaDonna getting stuck. And I feel bad for her because she does not want to be this person. Like, she like looks like she needs help, but it's like she's already wrapped up. And all of us are like, we could never be perceived as rude, and not because it's like about perception. We just like would never be rude or like even slightly rude. And I think that's just a Midwest thing. And I mean that is like telling these people like, no, thank you, I'm not interested. Like, can't even do that. And I still struggle with this. Like, I still have a hard time. When I went and got a haircut, y'all, at Supercuts, the ones before I met my girl Lexi, who's cut my hair the last 2 times, the one time prior when I've been doing content creation and I literally get free products, I get hair stuff, right? This girl started talking to me about how I should get this Paul Mitchell leave-in conditioner. I bought it. Did I have leave-in conditioners at home? Yes, but I couldn't tell her no. Like, oh, I'm getting better. I think I just avoid, like when I go to the Galleria Mall, I do not make eye contact because that to me, I'll put in my earbuds. That I still feel like a bitch, but I know if I get stopped, I'm definitely gonna entertain it. And I hate that I'm wasting my own time. I might be able to say, no, it doesn't matter. Well, anyways, LaDonna buys all of the CD or CBD cream lotion that they offer her. And we go on our way and we're all dying. And of course, she's like, I'm the fucking idiot. Okay, she doesn't swear. Well, maybe she swears a little bit, but she doesn't say fuck. She says, I'm the idiot, whatever. She's like, nobody saved me. Anywho, we race, we get done, we're all hanging out, we go to eat, and Brandon was really sore. Well, guess who ends up using the CBD lotion? Brandon. He asked her for it. And then LaDonna, of course, so like this is another thing that in our family will get brought up. She's like, remember when you all made fun of me for getting that cream and then Brandon used it? She's like, huh? Oh my gosh, it was just a classic. Anywho, I booked the flights to Minneapolis and we're going to go straight from there to the expo check-in bib race kit thing. And then I'm not sure. I still don't know if Carter is going to be able to come. Oh my gosh, you guys, Carter started his first week at the job and he's already getting work. He literally last night was like, I've already done more work for them than I have for my past company in the last month. And it's like actually true. And he is so excited and the building is so nice. And I don't know if I told you this, maybe I mentioned it last week. Carter's office at his old firm, they were in the 48th floor of a building. The 48th top floor. Carter's office was inside. So there's windows that go around the whole, and they have the whole floor. Carter's office was inward. It was in the center. He literally didn't have a window. He didn't even have a window, which like, I get it, is not the end of the world, but like, when he was a little bit busy in the winter time last year and he would go in, I don't even think he was busy, but he was trying to make a good impression. He was going in at like 7:30 a.m. and leaving even at 5. You know how it gets dark in the wintertime at 5? He would not see the sun. He literally never saw the outdoors. I'm like, that is just so bad for your mental health in general. His office now, number one, it's way bigger. But number two, he has windows. I think they're on a mid-level floor. He's facing like the Dallas Museum Art. Is it the DMA? The Dallas Museum of Art, I believe. And the city and the office itself, like this firm, I think has 4 floors. They have like any drink and snack and thing you could think of, all of these wonderful perks. The men he's working for are great. They have processes in place. Like he was telling me, I guess maybe I should not, it's not confidential information, but I would just hate to say something that I should not be saying. They just have like processes in place. That way, everything is managed. Like when he's getting brought into something, there are like things that need to be done just to make sure that they aren't breaking confidential information and that he's only speaking to the people that have this privileged information. It's just already, he's like, it is a night and day difference. He's like, my last firm, it was a hot mess. And they were a top 100 law firm. This is my problem. I'm like, it's crazy because they acted like a startup. If you've ever worked at a startup, like they, when it comes to pay, it's like, oh, like we're up and coming. Like we're the fastest growing firm. Like I think they were one of the fastest growing firms. Like, when you work for a startup, because when I worked at Smart City, the real estate job, they weren't new, but it did get founded, I think, maybe it was founded in 2010, but they really didn't start until 2015. And I worked there in 2020, 5 years. And like Dallas was our main office. And I think we were maybe in Austin and that was it. Maybe Houston, but like very much startup culture. And like everything's under that, guys. Like it's kind of their write-off. It's like a person is doing 5 different jobs. Like you should, in theory, in actual practice, be paying 5 different people to do these 5 separate jobs, but instead they tell you like, oh, you're doing this and you're gaining great experience, but you're getting paid shit because it's a startup. It's like, I understand. And if I were the founder of a startup, I do deeply understand, but it's also like, you work for a company. And like, also, this is a top 100 law firm. You're not a startup, but they operate in that way, in my opinion. It just very much gave startup. Like the way that they didn't have processes, the way that they were getting paid, not market rate, the way that it was so disorganized. I'm like, what is going on here? He's loving it. We've been getting up, we've been working out. He works out in the gym. I go on my run or my walk, and it's been amazing. He's also had lunch in the office every single day. Of course, they're like taking him out. I think weekly they have a lunch brought in. They can also order, like they have perks through certain companies. I think he said like after a certain time, like if you're there past 5 or 6, you can order a certain dollar amount on like Grubhub and it's like covered through the company. All just like wonderful perks. And anybody who tells you that you got to be in it for just like the job and the culture and whatever, the perks make a big difference. That was one thing about Smart City, for example, that I loved. The office was chill. I could bring Maydog. I don't even think I owned her at that point. No, I did for a little bit, but I would watch her a lot even before then. They always had Celsiuses. The snacks were great. It was super chill. And that was a big perk of the job and probably made me stay a bit longer. Super lax, like go into the office policy. It was amazing. Anywho, this last week, y'all, nothing happened. We went to dinner with our good friends, the couple that we've been going out with, and that was amazing. We went to Jose's, which was delicious. We had these tacos. Oh my gosh. And then it was like their wedding gift to us, which is like so precious, and they did not need to do that. Then Carter and I the next day, oh my gosh, we went to St. Bernard's, the place I was telling you about, the store where I got the matching set that was on sale. Carter dropped a bag, which some of the stuff was on sale and they were great finds, and I fully support the purchases, but he needed new outfits. Carter has gained weight and he still looks healthy, and he still is healthy, and he is still jacked. But this man is 6'2". He's probably like 230, 240. He's just a big man. He was always a big man. He was just more a little bit lean. Like he was probably a large or XL before. You guys definitely don't need to know all this information, but he's like a double XL now. Like in t-shirts, we went to Viore. We went to St. Bernard's, got him a new sports jacket, a few white dress shirts, because again, this week, like he wants to make a good impression, not just rolling up in polos, right? He got a pair of Cole Haan shoes, brown, which were delightful. And actually, they were only like $150. I feel like a standard shoe is like $100 to $200, right? Like a sneaker, a nice like dress shoe. That to me makes sense. He dropped a bag, but it was worth it. And then Sunday, we had like a little send-off dinner. We went to this seafood place, which was delicious. And other than that, I don't think much else happened. I'm going to start doing segments, and I'm going to pull up my notes app, and we're going to go into, and I know I've tried to do this before, but I really need to be better about it. I want to do like what happened this week outside of me, like online. What did I buy? What am I hyperfixating on? I want to do better about all of that. So, okay, let's begin. Wait, actually, you guys, I'm going to do a bunch of segments, and then can you all message me? Maybe I'll put up a poll tomorrow or like a questionnaire box and tell me which ones you like and what you don't like, or like how you want me to do these. I think one that would be iconic and so fitting for us is a segment called "What the fuck are we even talking about?" where I talk about things that I'm confused by. And I have a prime example, and that's how it started. Well, I have a lot of things, obviously. I mean, that'll sporadically happen, but I think having a designated and during the week leading up to the pod, I can jot in my notes, like something that happened where I'm like thinking that to myself, like, what are we even talking about? Because you guys always, like, that is one of my most commented things on the things that I say, or however, which I don't even think is that crazy. I get that maybe I say it a lot. I don't really know. And then what are we even talking about? Somebody said I need to put that onto merch. Anywho, the first what are we even talking about is when we went to dinner with our dear friends, they were telling us that they had a couples shower to go to. And I didn't make a scene at the table, but in my head, I honestly thought I misheard them. Okay, let me dial it in because I never want to offend anybody. And if you do a couple shower, that's fine. And here's the thing. What is a couple shower? Like when they said it, I'm like, wait, did I hear that correctly? A couple shower? Like, what is that? I'd never heard of this. And we get home and I turn to Carter and I'm like, did they say they have a couple shower? Like, because here's my issue with society. We have an event now. We actually have 100 events now for one singular event. And it's literally killing me inside. And I hate it. How now when somebody's pregnant, okay? You learn that there's like a pregnancy shower. There's then the gender reveal. Then there's a push party. Then there's a freaking baby shower. Like it used to just be a baby shower. Like it used to just be somebody's pregnant. You got a baby shower to go to because you give them gifts from their registry and that's it. We now have 100 different events. And I don't know how this started. I think number one, social media. I think also the problem and where people have a disconnect is I think influencers started doing things. I'm not going to say this is all on them, but influencers started doing things because their life is their content and they need things to post and they always go above and beyond. So I think the gender reveal started because like it was a big fucking show of the gender, which is like so bizarre. And like, it's not bizarre if you want to do that, but like, it's just gotten to be too much. Like, in my opinion, I just like can't. Weddings. Oh my gosh, like a couple shower. There's already the bachelor and the bachelorette. Now you have to have an engagement party. You do the bridal shower. You do like the weekend of the wedding. There's the welcome party and the rehearsal dinner and the luncheon and then this and then the after party and then the follow-up brunch. And it's just like, what? And maybe it's because I'm so cold-hearted and I'm just not like, I actually don't want to be around anybody and like, I don't want to have a party in general, but like, can we not all agree? Like it's gotten to a point where it's like too much. And is it because people want gifts? Like Carter ended up hanging out with the guy the next day before the couples shower and he had to go pick up a gift. And it's like, you already did you're gonna bring a gift to the wedding now. So essentially I looked it up. Wait, let me pull up my notes app. A couples shower, also sometimes known as a wedding shower, also known as a Jack and Jill shower or wedding shower. Okay, Brenna, you said that 100 times. Is a pre-wedding event that celebrates both the bride and groom together with a co-ed guest list. It's a modern and inclusive alternative to traditional bridal showers, allowing both families and friends to mingle and honor the couple before the wedding. Guests bring gifts from a couple's registry to help them establish their new life together. Is that not what you do at a wedding? Is that literally not what a wedding is for? Like, oh, what? I don't know. And that made me say, what the fuck are we even talking about? You know what else made me see or think that or say that? Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. You all know I'm not a pop culture person. Obviously, I know who these two people are because you cannot escape them. And I'm not anti-love. I am like literally as happy as somebody can be for two people that got engaged, right? I'm not a hater. Anything that takes over my feeds, especially all of them, Instagram, TikTok, like when you can't escape anything, it's the reason that I have such a disdain now for Taylor is because it happens all of the time. Like it was like when they started dating, and then it was the Eras tour, and then it was this. And whether it's positive or negative, like I just don't deeply care. And like if all of the sudden tomorrow potato chips were like the biggest, hottest thing that people were talking about, like when it's constant, you're scrolling and every scroll I'm seeing a potato chip, I'm gonna have disdain for a potato chip, right? Like I just, the takeover over this human being just kills me. And like also I made a TikTok, and you know, I don't really give a shit what people say, like quite literally could not care, but it is crazy how people will be so upset when you like, I wasn't even negative. Again, I'm not like a hater. I'm not saying like, fuck Taylor Swift. Like I don't care about this person. I enjoy some of her songs. I haven't listened to probably 75% of her songs. I feel like recent albums, unless they hit the radio or the top charts, I don't know them. Again, I'm like not a hater by any means, but it's like, if you're not a Swiftie, it's similar to most things. Like I also made a video this week about drinking and alcohol, and it's like, it's totally okay to be for the thing, but the second you're not for it, it's like you're the biggest hater of all time and like you're the worst. And I understand the dynamic of like, I don't want to spread hate. And again, I don't even think that's what I'm doing. I'm just like sharing my opinions. And again, I made the Taylor Swift video because I know other people can relate to it. Like I'm always making things for other people also to relate to, things that I relate to, right? That's why I make it. But it's like the second you say something or you like critique or anything, it's like, it's just like the inverse. It's just the opposite. Like, of course, when somebody's for something, there are going to be people that are against it. And that is just life. And that's okay. And nobody's right or wrong. I don't need to be bowing down to Taylor Swift. I don't. If you do, that's fine. And again, a lot of people were commenting like, and this made me feel bad because I wasn't trying to like throw a jab at like parasocial relationships, but some people commented, hello, I'm sorry, what? I'm not sure what happened. People. There were a few girls that were like, Brenna, I was excited for your engagement. Like, I'm just a lover girl. And I get, again, like, because I say one thing, like, I don't care about Taylor Swift, that is not me saying fuck everybody who loves Taylor Swift. Like, actually, that's not, I didn't say that. It's oftentimes that words get put in your mouth. Oh my gosh, this made me think of, which it's like not to this effect at all, but when I made that video about people crying on TikTok about the potential TikTok ban, and like everybody started saying like, what about the TikTok employees and stuff, which like I literally, none of those words came out of my mouth. It's like people just like run and put words in your mouth. They think because you said this that you also said this when you didn't say that. I'm like, oh my gosh, we all just need to chill, right? And I'm just like getting in on the fun. If everybody's going to be talking about Taylor Swift, let me make my little video, right? Anyways, I was going to do a hot or not list, and I was going to say Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift, hot or not hot. My other thing on that list is pumpkin spice in August. I fear it's still summer. I don't know technically if it's fall. Wait, when does fall start? Actually, that is something we need to be educated on. When does fall start? Oh my gosh, it says in Texas as if it's different from other places. September 22nd. You're telling me that, oh my gosh, it's a month away? Yeah, no, I'm not. Pumpkin spice in August, anything fall in August, it's 100 degrees here. I'm very much, the season is based on the weather, right? It's not fall until it cools down. And that's just like how I live my life. You can live another way. Also, Alani Nu sent me a variety pack, and actually it was all Witch's Brew, which is their flavor of caramel apple, which isn't my favorite, but like it's fine. I've been drinking it. It's good. It's super flavorful. In this variety pack, they came out, and I don't know if they're selling it separately, but they have a pumpkin cream Alani Nu. You guys know that I don't waste food. I do not throw things away. I do not dump drinks down the sink. I tried on one day, like I opened it up in the morning. I was like, I'm eager to like see what this is like. Here's the problem. I'm not a pumpkin spice bitch in general. Like pumpkin is not my cup of tea. It's fine if somebody brought me a pumpkin spice drink, I'll drink it. It's not my favorite. I'm also not a big cinnamon person. I just like, that's not my palate. But I thought, because I do love Alani News, that this could be mind blowing. I don't know. Maybe it's like crazy. I took a drink of that Alani Nu and I said, what the fuck are we even talking about? I should have added this to that list. Maybe my only segment is what the fuck are we even talking about? Maybe I should remove fuck. Let's just say, what are we even talking about? It was so bad. It was like, oh my gosh, so bad. But of course, I like put it in the fridge. I'm like, I'm not going to waste it. But this was when Carter was gone. This was like on Monday of when he was gone last week. I totally forgot to mention this. And I was doing all of my projects. This is when I was putting together my vanity and the thing and the puzzle. I brought it back out a little bit later and I'm like, maybe I'll just like slowly sip on it. Maybe this will be good. Maybe it'll like make me dial it down and, you know, spread this across the day. I literally couldn't. It was like I took another sip. I took like probably in total 10 sips of this drink because again, I like did not want to waste it. I did not want to waste it. They sent it to me. I didn't even pay my own money, but like I just like hate wasting food. I couldn't do it. I dumped it down the sink because I would have waited for Carter to drink it, but it would have been so flat by the time he got back. And I had 2 others. I was like, it was so bad. It was like so bad. If you like that, I challenge anybody who likes pumpkin spice to go try it out. Oh, it was so bad. Moving right along. I sat down before this episode and I said, what's happened this week? And I type into Google, I said, give me like the top 5 things that have happened in the past week. I said pop culture because I did it without saying pop culture at first and they gave me the most random bullshit headlines. I said, this is the most boring thing I've ever seen. I'm going to set the scene for you. If you don't know who Bill Belichick is, Belichick, I do know who this man is. I just don't know how to pronounce his name. He is the head football coach of the UNC Tar Heels football team. He is 73 years old. I think he also used to be the GM of the New England Patriots, if I'm not mistaken. He is huge in the football world, in the sports world. And I'm sure a lot of you did see and hear about this when it all first came out, but he has a girlfriend. Her name is Jordan Hudson. She is 24 years old. Let me remind you, he is 73 years old and she is 24 years old. Okay, I'm not a prude. I'm not against a little age gap. 49 years. This woman is younger than me and she is dating a man who is 73 years old. Of course, it's for the money, right? And the reason they recently were in headlines is because I think he did an interview and they kept trying to ask questions and she was like in the background, like shutting shit down. Like she walks all over the field like she owns the place. Like people have just like talked about like, well, it's just bizarre. 49 years. I'm sorry. That's like so scary. You guys kiss? You guys smooch? Oh, I like literally can't even. Anywho, there was a headline, and this is alleged. I did see tweets that said breaking, and therefore I thought it was true at first, but then I did some more digging. I'm not 100% sure, but it says rumor. Jordan Hudson, the girlfriend of UNC head coach Bill Belichick, has announced that she is pregnant. Now, I don't want to be the source of misinformation. Again, alleged, but there are rumors floating around that this girl could be pregnant. It's one thing to smooch a 73-year-old man. If you are actually having sex with this man, I like literally can't even. I like literally can't even. That is the craziest shit I've heard in a really long time. Look them up. If you have not seen them, look them up. You will die. Let's keep it moving. What else? Oh, things that I'm hyper fixating on. This was also a segment back in the day. Currently, my hyper fixations are number one, furniture. I so badly would love to furnish this whole house right now. I need help so badly. I am not an interior designer. I don't know what I'm talking about. Carter actually is like better than me at this and he'll give me ideas. Also, I want to get rugs. I want to get like a deep green rug in here because I have the dark wood. I have the dark green chair. I have a rug that I picked on Ruggable. And Ruggable has so many mixed reviews. I had a girl, when I mentioned this on my story the other day, say, do not buy. And like, if you look up like Ruggable reviews, like there are a lot of people that are like, don't buy. And of course, like something that like really bothers me about the internet is when people state something that is like so obvious. Actually, I should have wrote this down because I was thinking about making a TikTok video about this. Like somebody commented in like a Reddit thread about Ruggable and they're like, my 10 by 14 rug, because the Ruggable thing or like what they're known for is being washable. So I think you have a rug pad and then you set the rug down on the rug pad and let's say it gets dirty or you want to wash it, you can throw it in the washing machine. Well, then you look at reviews and somebody is like, my rug, my 10 by 14 rug doesn't fit in my washer. Like I can't even, it's like, no fuck, your 10 by 14 rug. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, yes, it's similar to, this is exactly what I was going to talk about. On Amazon, like I was looking up vanities and let's say there was a $40 vanity, right? The reviews are like 1 star, like horrible quality. It's like, it's a $40 vanity. No shit. Ow! That stuff kills me. Oh my gosh. That like specifically, it's like when something is cheap and then people in the comments or reviews are like, oh, it's coming apart at the seams. It's like, yeah, that's a $5 top from Shein. What the frick do you expect? Like, that like really rubs me the wrong way. And I get it. Like some people probably do have bad experiences with Ruggable. However, that girl, that's the part of the couple that we've become close with, when we went to her house and did the Mario Kart, every single rug in her place was Gorgina and they were all Ruggable. Like she was raving about it. And actually they just secured a townhome that is quite literally costing an arm and a leg. Like I don't even understand how or why they're doing it. It's like in the heart of the city. It's like 2,000 square feet. It's like really nice, recently renovated. It is so much money. And I'm like, number one, I know the guy's salary because he was making as much as Carter. I'm like, how are you guys, which she comes from money. So I think there's probably a third party helping with the funds, but I'm like, holy shit. But anyways, we were talking about furniture because she was asking how it's coming here. And she was talking about how she wants to get a few rugs. She has a ton of furniture from just like living in different places. Her apartment right now is so nice because again, she comes from money. So I think she always went and shopped with her mom and like her mom bought her all of this stuff. And she also has stuff in storage, which is incredible. But she's like, I am going to need more rugs because currently she has a roommate. So they have like a living room rug, maybe a runner. And then in her bedroom, she's like, we now have over 2,000, I think it's like 2,500 square feet, which is like the same exact problem. Like we're now in a big space. It's a lot of rugs. I need one for this bedroom, one for that bedroom, one for the landing, one for the hallway, one for the kitchen. I obviously did the bedroom. I think I want one in front of the front door. I would love one in our closet. That's a lot of rugs and rugs are so expensive. But she was talking about Ruggable again on Friday night at the dinner because Carter was like, where are you getting them from? And she's like, Ruggable. And we had already had this conversation. She raves about them because regardless if you get the big ones that you can't put in the washing machine, I think it's still very easy to like spot clean. And like, that's like the thing about them. And they are really nice. Like this one she had in her living room was like super thick and soft, and they're having a Labor Day sale right now, 25% off. And I think I'm going to there's one I really want for this room, but then I go back and forth because it's like, number one, it's so expensive. And Carter was telling me, and I agree with him wholeheartedly, I should furnish room by room. Like I should first take care of the downstairs. Like that's where we're going to have people. Like we want to have our friends over. Like I should take care of the living room. I want to get maybe a credenza. I need a runner for the kitchen. Like, And he's right. And I think it would just be easier for my brain to do one room at a time. But like, again, it's the money. Like there are so many things that I found that I've liked, a runner for the kitchen, but it's even still like pretty expensive. And I sit and look at it and then I just like cannot make myself pull the trigger. Speaking of another segment, things that I bought this week, a pet gate. Oh my gosh, you guys, I got a gate because I have been sleeping so horribly. I think I started this episode talking about that and then I never finished. The toothache is part of the issue today. I ended up waking up at 3 last night, maybe 2, because Carter literally grabbed my wrist and he was sleeping, but he like grabbed me. And then I was like fuming because the past, like, honestly, for a really long time, I've been getting bad sleep. And when we moved into this house, I think it's a new place, and we had Maydog sleep with us in the room, not in the bed, but anytime she makes a noise, it wakes me up. And I finally put my foot down. I'm like, she's sleeping somewhere else. She's sleeping downstairs in the living room because I don't want to put her away in one of these bedrooms. I just feel like down there, she has her bowls. If she needs water, she can mosey around. Well, I need a gate for the stairs, and I didn't want to get one of those ugly gates that attaches and then you can never put it away. Like a child, you know, when we have a child, it makes sense because you'll want that at all times. But like when we're both downstairs, like she's never just going to run up the stairs, but to block her in the nighttime so she doesn't come up. And then also when we're upstairs, if she hears something, she'll run to the stairs and we don't want her to like tumble down the stairs. So I thought that I'll just get like a standing gate that we can pick up and carry. We can put it down at night. And then if we go upstairs during the daytime, we can just put it at the top. That way she won't, if she runs out, it's fine. I ordered one on Amazon. These things were really expensive. If you got one at PetSmart, a tall one, it's like over $100. I'm like, for a little like wood fold up thing, I don't know, whatever. I bought that. It came yesterday. We blocked the stairs the night before with like my ottomans and stuff. But then last night I used the gate. Well, I woke up in the middle of the night. And then I think because I'm having this toothache, it hurts the worst at night because your blood like rushes to your head. Well, I was awake. I go downstairs, I cuddle up with May on the couch, and then I slept on the couch. I don't think I fell asleep for another few hours. And then Carter comes down at 6 a.m. He sets off the alarm. Oh my gosh. I'm the one who gets up first, and I take May out and I disarm the alarm. Well, he never does that. He forgot. He opens, and I knew it was happening. Like, he turned on the light. He comes downstairs. I'm like, what the fuck? I got like an hour of sleep. He's like saying good morning. He's like, May, come. And the second he was walking to the door, I'm like, no way this man disarmed it. He opens the door. The alarm's going like crazy. I'm like, oh. Anywho, it was not a great morning. It was okay. I'm being dramatic, but I bought a pet gate. I also realized, and I think I need to get one for the upstairs bathroom, the guest bathroom. Downstairs didn't have a towel holder for washing your hands. I ordered on Amazon a little $10 towel ring, and I installed one. I installed a towel ring to the door. Love it. I just got a silver circular one. Amazing. I also last week went to Hobby Lobby. No, not Hobby Lobby, Michael's. I finished the Pooping Puppies puzzle. Did I post that I finished it? I'm not sure that I did. However, I finished it, and my idea is to Mod Podge it and then put it in a frame and put it in a guest bathroom. I went to Michael's. I got the Mod Podge. I got a little brush. I did it. It's all stuck together. It's amazing. I looked at the frames at Michael's and they were all kind of just like cheapy, like white or black plastic. I think I need to look on Amazon, and I needed to make sure I was getting the right size. I think I need a 20 by 28. And I also like, yeah, if there's a cool looking like wooden or like faux, vintage looking one, I think that could be cool. I don't know. I just like needed more time to like decide before I just like on a whim bought some like cheap wooden or plastic frame. I need to get that. I also bought the Gap jeans. If you've been following along, I'm into this like barrel jean style. I talked about this last week, and I'm still figuring out the height and the inseam and all of that. But those cheetah pants, some people are not loving them. Some people didn't like my outfit in general, which was like very hurtful. However, I digress. It's fine. I'm not a fashionista by any means. I'm just like trying to be fun and, you know, add a little spice to my life. I really do want to be better about my outfits, but that's what I ordered. And the Gap jeans are also a hyperfixation. I have like a few more pairs coming because it's like Abercrombie. They have curve, they have regular, they had the wide leg. I got quite a few different pairs to kind of compare because the barrel jeans I put in my first order, I only did one style. I didn't realize that there was curve until I went into the store, but the curve ones in the store didn't have a long inseam and the regulars were just like a hair too short. Therefore, I ordered just like a bunch. That way I can kind of compare all of them and decide which ones I want to keep and what I don't want to keep. Moving right along, things I want to buy. More clothes. I really want more effortless pants from Aritzia. I have the black pair and they are my all-time favorites, but they are $150 and I'm having a hard time deciding what color because they have all of these like tans or grays or like weird like, oh, I'm just like, am I gonna wear? They have a green. I'm now deciding because as much as I love the light pair, they have like, it's called light birch. If you know Aritzia, you'll know. It's like an off-white, like a very light cream, but we're going into fall time and I just don't know if I'd wear them as much as my black, but like, again, once I find a style that I like, I need to get it in every pair. Like I've clearly worn the black pair. I love the wide leg, the high waist. They have a long inseam, which is what I get, and they fit me perfectly. And I'm like, when something fits me like that, that's how I feel about Gap. I'm like loving the way that the jeans are fitting my hips and my butt. Like my tight jeans are just like not really doing it. There's a time and a place, but like, I don't know, I'm kind of liking the baggy style and they fit me so well. And now that I went to the tailors, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can just like cinch in the waist. Like I can kind of make them fit my body, which I've never done before. And that honestly is kind of life-changing. If you've never tailored your clothes, I would find a tailor. I would order jeans or a dress or anything. And if it doesn't fit you perfectly, but you like the style, go in like a dress that's just like a hair too big, get it taken in a sliver. Right? It really is game changing. I don't know why I thought going to the tailors was like way harder of a process. I know it is annoying. I get that. Like you have to change and then the person like they make all of these marks or put in the pins, but like to have clothes that actually fit, like I've been wearing clothes for way too long that don't fit and it's not cute and I'm too old to be doing that. Like Brenna, buy clothes that you enjoy the style that you'll wear and then go get them tailored and then you have pieces that you love and that you'll wear. I don't know when I became like the world's biggest fashion bitch, but thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Wait, I didn't even finish the things that I want to buy list. I still need to get a wedding band. I'm not even wearing my wedding ring. Oh my gosh. And actually, Carter's been wearing his ring every single day. And he's like, don't you feel like shit now? And I'm like, yeah, kind of. He didn't just say that to me, but I like commented on it. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm shocked. And he's like, yeah, don't you feel like a fucking jerk now? You don't even wear yours. He's like, this was $5 on Amazon. Yours is X amount. I'm like, okay, whatever, big guy. But I need to get a wedding band. When we went shopping for Carter, I need to go take ibuprofen. My teeth is hurting again. Hello, teeth, tooth. We went to North Park and we stopped into Zales. We stopped into Blue Nile, but they only really had two styles when we went there before, just either diamonds around the whole band or a plain band. And I'm like, I kind of want something fun. I don't know. It just wasn't giving a lot of options. We go into Zales, but we like don't have an appointment. And I felt like the guy that came over to help us was like annoyed. Like, I just got the vibe that he was just like not wanting to sit there for a while. So I felt weird. So I'm like, okay, babe, let's go. I'll just set up an appointment somewhere. I need to figure out where to get that. But I like really want to sit down and like try different ones and see what I like. And then I also have on my list of things I need to buy, it says shoes, I think. I think that I need like a fall shoe. I really only have sandals and sneakers. I do have a pair of like black booties, not booties, but like boots, just almost like Doc Martens, but they're not Doc Martens. If you know the style, just like a normal like little boot. but I feel like I need like a loafer or a ballet flat. And I also need a heel that is closed-toed. I don't have a closed-toed heel, which where the fuck am I going? But now that I am a fashionista, I think I need those. But you know where you get the best shoes? Nordstrom Rack. Nordstrom Rack is my ride or die. Like they honestly, now I never want to spend more than like $100 on any shoes because I'm like, what the fuck? I could just go to Nordstrom Rack. Surely they have the cutest stuff. I love getting my shoes there. Or Dillard's, which you're not going to, maybe they'll be around the $100 mark, but they have like Steve Madden, they have Gianni Bini. I feel like they just have really cute, affordable-ish shoes. And that's on my list. My next segment, things that I made this week for the girlies. If you're needing a new recipe, which I feel like this probably could not become a weekly segment because I make the same things, but the two things that I made this week, and then we had the leftovers, I made in a crock pot. The first, I found this recipe on TikTok. It is chicken breast, 2 pounds, I think is what I do. 2 pounds of chicken breast, you put that in. You then put 1 little cup of salsa, or like a can, you know, the little ones. You put a thing of salsa, your favorite kind. You then put 1 cup of rice. And then I think you just do 1 cup of chicken broth, and that's it. Put it on high for 4 hours. I shred the chicken, I mix it all up, and we just eat it in a bowl. So we'll just throw it in. The rice gets so fluffy because it's been in there. It's just kind of like a healthy, like salsa chicken rice, like just a little bowl. And then Carter does sour cream, cheddar cheese, and avocado. And it's like a little healthy dish. It's like so healthy. I mean, it's just chicken and rice and salsa. Amazing. Love it. Carter loves that actually. And then we had the leftovers. And then yesterday I walked over to Tom Thumb and I got a chuck roast. I got a chuck roast. I sear that. So you don't need to do this, but I do. I think it just adds a little wazam. I put oil in a pan. I sear it for like 4 minutes on high on each side. I throw it in the crock pot. I then I do the little, what is that called? Beef bouillon? I'm going to mispronounce. I don't even know what the frick it is. There's the cubed sort of, what is that? Actually, I should know. It's like a paste. Beef bouillon, roasted beef base. Is it bouillon? I don't know. Cube is a concentrated dehydrated block of stock, while dashi is a Japanese soup stock made from kelp and bonito flakes. While not the same, anyways, it's like a beef broth, but in like a very, like you use a teaspoon of this. I put a hair of Worcestershire sauce. Again, I don't even know why. And then actually, I don't have beef broth right now. I just did chicken broth. I think you only do 1 cup. You don't want it covered. And then I cut up Yukon or golden potatoes just in like little cubes, and then carrots. Throw that on top. Put it on low for like 8 to 10 hours. I did it at like 11 a.m. yesterday, and then it just sits there. Carter got home at like 7 p.m. and that's what we had for dinner, and it is delish. And then I have leftovers for tonight. Oh, I love roast. My mom and my grandma, I don't know if it's a Midwestern thing or it's just an everywhere thing, but like roast, my mom, and of course we like ate the most unhealthy thing. She would do white ass bread, slather that shit in butter, then do salt, rip up with her fingers just like a very soft, like delicious roast. And I think roast has a lot of fat, and like, you know, fat on steak, that's my favorite part. It's just like, oh, she would just spread it on there, then slather up another piece of white bread, mush it together on a sandwich, and then I would let it sit there for a second, because you know how like French dip or like prime rib sandwiches, like it gets kind of soggy. I love that. So like the roast, the salt, the butter, oh, my childhood. My mom will still make it when I come home. Delicious. Okay, you guys, that is all I have in my notes app, I believe. I'm still reading The Girl on a Train, and I'm loving it. I actually brought it downstairs yesterday to keep reading before Carter got home at 7 because he's been working and I think he's going to be really busy, which is great because then I can get shit done. And I also I haven't cooked in so long because Carter hasn't been busy and I feel like he's been home for the past few months. That whole situation was weird, but now he's going to be in the office every day and I feel like I can just have structure. I'm honestly really excited that he's going to be gone. I had one question and then we'll wrap this up and I think it's pretty short. Nobody had follow-up questions from the wedding episode. Love that. Hi, love your pod and your Brenna, positive vibes is what I was going to say. Positive vibes, right? And full honesty. So I am currently in what feels like a right person, wrong time situation. We're broken up and he needs to work on his mental health and some other personal issues. No talks of getting back together as of now. Maybe ever. Who knows? But I need to move on. But how do I go on and be happy when it seems like everyone around me is so happy, blissful in their lives with their families or partners, and I'm back at square one of the dating scene? I just don't want to feel like a shell. I'm trying to find the positives in day-to-day lives, but it just feels so hard some days. I miss having my person to talk to about anything and everything. This is just kind of my guidelines to any girly who's going through a breakup. First of all, I feel for you, and every single person has been there. I've been there, and it sucks. And the wrong time, right person situation. I don't really truly believe in that, but I know exactly what you're talking about. My one hard breakup felt like that. And it was the same thing, his mental health. It wasn't us. It was just circumstantial, but that's a big part of a relationship. Anywho, I can relate. It sucks. You don't want to bother your friends and family and everybody's doing good and you're suffering. I don't know how long it's been. Number one, do not speak to that man and block him on socials or just hide his stuff. That's always my number one tip. No contact literally is the most helpful tool in a breakup because you need to sever that. You just have to. Okay. Same thing goes pictures. If you're sitting there, if you ruminate on it a lot, I would say hide the photos, put them on a thumb drive, just get them off of accessible things, the messages, get rid of all of that. That's step one. Step two is it's going to take time. It's literally a day-by-day process and it's not linear. Some days will be better than others. Some days you'll be having a great day and then you get home and it fucking hits you like a brick and you're crying. It sucks. But every single day, whether it feels like it or not, does get better. I would also I don't know about you, and everybody's friendships are different, but when I was going through a breakup, well, it was 2 times because we got back together with this person. I would send my friends audio messages and I'd be like, you don't need to respond. You don't even need to listen. But I would want to vent, just about cause I would be going over things and rehashing. It's anything when something happens in your life, you just keep going over it. I would send it and sometimes my friends would get back to me and sometimes they wouldn't, but just doing that helped. And I think if you have good friends, which I'm sure you have at least one decent friend, or maybe it's a sister or a cousin, just send the message and they will be there for you. My very best friend, Natalie, the first time we broke up, which this was the more hard one because it was the first time and we'd been together a year and a half. It was literally her birthday when we broke up. It was on her birthday and I bombarded the fuck out of her, crying, so unwell, maybe not crying, but just popping off. And she was there. She was literally she couldn't respond immediately. She had friends in town and I still feel bad about it. And she's always Brenna, literally no problem, because when we love people and we care about them, we will be there for them. So I would lean on your friends and family, even if they can't respond right away, even if they're busy, just know that they are there. And I feel that helps. And honestly, just venting helps a lot. And I think it just really takes time. I think do the small things in your day-to-day life that make you feel better. Go grab the coffee. I would say one thing for me, going on walks. And of course, I'm the walkaholic and I love walks. But even if you're not a walker, I think fresh air or even on a treadmill, moving your body is good. I think exercise helps your mental health just overall. And I think that can be really helpful. Listen to podcasts. My first breakup, when I was so fucking in the trenches, I looked up on YouTube no contact because I had a really hard time. There were so many things I wanted to say. And there was this guy, his name is Coach Lee, which I feel I was so embarrassed at the time that I did this, but now I feel it's helpful. He he was honestly so soothing, and he just kind of like talked about like no contact in the process, and like made me feel better. Like if I was ever just like down in the dumps, like I would throw on that. Find your little things. And I swear, like after a month, like you'll move into like the anger phase, because then you're just like pissed about the whole situation. You start seeing things clearly, but it will get better. Just know it will get better. Message me on Instagram, send me audio messages. I might not see them all the time, but I think it will help you. And if I do see them and can respond, I will. Like there have been plenty of girls in the span of my TikTok career that I have audio messaged back and like talked to them about it, because I get it. It sucks. And you just like want somebody to speak to. It'll be okay. No matter your age, if you're 25, if you're 35, if you're 40, like this is the position you're in. Like everybody's life is different, and people who got married at 22 and seem happy, they could be going through it. They could be going through a divorce in a year. Like it's easy to compare yourself right now to other people. Number one, you don't know their situations, but number two, we're all on a different path. I know it sucks, and like that doesn't make you feel better. I get it, because when you're there, it's like it doesn't, like yeah, but this is my reality. It is all working out just as it's supposed to. And I truly believe everything happens for a reason. Like I got back together with that ex, and I'm so embarrassed. And like after it ended, I'm like, you're so fucking stupid. But here's the thing. Going through that, like the timing of it all, that led me to Carter. Like if I wouldn't have gone through that breakup and then gotten on Hinge at that time, like I wouldn't have met Carter, which like, again, it's so annoying to hear about somebody else's success story. I get it. But like literally everything is happening just the way it's supposed to. Like the things are just lining up, and you're going through this, and hopefully you're learning a lot about yourself, and this you'll look back on and be like, wow, like I needed to go through that. Just know that it's going to be hard for a little bit, but I promise you every single day it gets better. Those are my tips. Thank you guys so much for listening. You are the best. I love sitting down. I love these episodes. I say this every week. I appreciate everybody who takes an hour, over an hour, 2 hours if you listen to both episodes out of their week, just to like catch up and listen to me chit chat. I love it so much. You guys are the best. I hope you have the best weekend. Oh my gosh, it's like Labor Day weekend, I think, or Memorial. I always get them mixed up. It is a holiday weekend. Be safe, have fun. Hopefully you have Monday off, and if not, I'm thinking about you. And that is all. Okay, you guys, I'll see you on Monday. Bye, guys.